Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I am so excited. I wanted to share a couple of things. The main thing is the project that I'm going to start after I finish working on the skirt. And so the skirt is a sewing project. This project is a project that I've been wanting to do, but I was trying to research the concepts of the actual product and like the procedure, but the process of how to make this. And I was trying to look it up for a couple of months, and I'm not sure if I wasn't typing in the right words, but the information wasn't popping up for me. And when I read the way that this is executed, I was like, that is like such common sense to me, and I'm not sure what I wasn't thinking about. But it was one of those foreign concepts where it wasn't something that was in a routine of mine or something that would come to mind. I hope my laptop doesn't fall because my tray isn't, it's on the bed, but I don't think, hopefully it won't tip. But the thing that I wanted to start on is the felted wool collar. And I first saw this magnificent art when I went to one of the fiber festivals. So the fiber festival that I saw this at is the Maryland Sheep and Wool, and it was at the time when I was living in the DMV area, and um, it's just like, oh my God, because I was literally living 30 minutes outside of DC, and there was that tragedy that happened. So it was when I was in that area. And the shop is Shepherd's Lane, and they were, well, they, one of the products that they sell are fleeces, and there is the Teeswater fleece, or from the Teeswater sheep. And when I saw like their finished product, because they also had their fur collars for purchase or to purchase. Of course, I wanted one, but there was definitely the price there and completely worth the price. Not what I could buy. So, I, I was a little like I kind of eased into the conversation because I didn't know if it was super appropriate to ask like, so, what did you make this out of? And they were completely transparent about it and um, introduced me to their products, and I was just like so happy that I picked up the fleece that they use to make some of their collars with, and I have it in the bag still. So this one is already washed. It's been in this bag, but I just love the fleece, and it's Did I just say it was washed? So this is what it is, and this is the product that I'll be working with. It's so soft and there's a sheen to it. I love the definition, and it's just dreamy to me. I love this. And I've been carrying it around because it's so precious to me. I actually keep it close to me, like in terms of like the stuff that I carry. So I don't know why it didn't occur to me that like, Adrian, you're gonna be selling your car at some point. You can't sell it with the stuff that's in the car. And then it I don't know why it didn't dawn on me before. So I took out more stuff out of the car. I didn't take out like everything, but most of it is in my room. And I'm trying to like designate the stuff in certain places. I'm keeping a lot of the clothes and specific items in different luggages, so I know that I'm taking them. There's some items that I'm keeping here that I'm putting away in uh, the vanity or the dresser. And the Teeswater has been with me. It was at my godmother's, and I kept it because I wanted to make sure that it was in good condition whenever I had it. So I had a day, or had a night actually, because I was going to get a specific item to work on the fur collar, and I'm gonna put the sources below in the description bar. But basically, the website just gave me everything that I needed to understand, and um, there's and I feel like I always say like, oh, I think it's like meant to be, because there was another source that was like you could purchase a tutorial. I might do that because I don't want to waste the product, and I want this to be done correctly. So, and when I execute this, and over time I would like to sell fur collars. It was one of the things that like the items that are on the list of items that I would like to sell. So fur collars, leather needle cases, and small knitted items. Not sure about the large ones because of the time and the price, like the product that it would take, but those are the main things that I would like. And I was looking for the chicken wire. So there's even some videos here, and I was referencing some of the videos, and I was getting a visual on what to do. So, um, because what you're trying to do is you're putting some of the, I don't know if I should show it again. You're putting some of the block through the hole or the opening, and leaving a good amount of it, or however much you want, on the other side. And you're going to keep inserting the blocks into the openings, and you'll take like then you'll start the wet felting process. So you have the gauze that you could use, um, and you'll felt them, or in a sense kind of entangle the fibers into each other or together, and that will be one side. And so this is the chicken wire is used so that you could take the fleece off of it when you're finished with it. So one side is felted, like main thing was, since I wanted to make it a collar, I wanted it to be for me to attach it to uh, probably a leather backing. That's ideally what I want. And the main question was, how am I going to attach it when it's in this form? And other tutorials were saying, oh, you could do this with fox fur, and I wanted to do it with wool. So I'm so happy it's fun. There's like still plant fiber in here, but that's fun. Um, so what I was saying that it was kind of a journey of getting the the chicken wire. I got the chicken wire here, and I'm really happy I got the smallest one because I was thinking hopefully this isn't expensive. So I got to the car, and I'm using my parents' car right now, which is nice because my car is still under 100,000 miles. Barely, but I'm trying to keep it like that. And so I'm thinking, well, I was taking out the trash. No, I was bringing the trash and recycle bins back to the garage, inside the garage. And I feel like it's part of the story, I guess. So I was in the car and it was like dark, and I was going to the thrift store to see if I could find chicken wire or something that would be good to use for this, because in the video it looked like she had a specific tool for this, and I was thinking about asking my fiber friend if she knew what this tool was to make these for collars. Of course, chicken wire is definitely something that you could use, but I was pretty eager and I was just going to get it. So I was on the way to the thrift store first, and I was changing my um I don't so my phone was like already in my hand, and like since I moved here, I noticed that I've been getting like shocked lately, and I felt something like I thought I was getting shocked by my phone because I was holding my phone, and and it was weird because like this shock, like it didn't, because shocks are pretty immediate and that's it. Like once you get shocked, that's it. But my hand was just like burning, and then I was just like shocked and irritated and hurting at the same time. And then I was like, what's wrong with my hand? Because like this drive was like around 20 minutes, and my hand was still like hurting and it was burning. It almost felt like when I got bitten by fire ants. And it was like that type of sensation, only it was like a lot stronger. And so I got to like the parking lot because I was like, what the fuck is, sorry, what's going on? And I like, I turn on my light, and um, okay, to finish my sentence, like I was changing a song, but I wasn't doing it while I was driving. So, like sometimes you get like stop signs and everything. So I got to the parking lot and I turn on the light, and I was like, this is swollen and it looks like a bug like did something, like stung me. And then I looked down like where my phone was, and there's a wasp, and I'm like, oh shit. And I like kind of just like creeped to get my phone, and I um tried to throw something at it, and then it like creeped down, and I tried not to hit my phone. And then I was like really telling myself, Adrian, like don't throw your phone or anything, like don't freak out. And so I just like went to the thrift store, and I'm like, I was like kind of irritated because I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill that fucking thing once I get to my fucking car and or my parents' car. And um it took me like a good 20 minutes because I was like, I need to make sure that this thing's either like left the car or I kill it. And I don't usually like killing bugs, but I don't know. And so I was trying to find it and it was like hiding like in the cup holder. And so I did kill it and I put it in a bag and then I brought it to like a trash can. The closest one was to McDonald's because I didn't see other trash cans. It was in the same area, parking lot, and went back to my car and that was it. And so I'm just like, is it because I parked it outside of the garage because it was inside the garage before, or was it because I was taking out the trash? Not taking out the trash. I was bringing the bins back into the garage because my parents warned me about like the bugs, like they come in like within a second. So it's like, is it because there was food in that in the trash and stuff? But anyway, like I don't mess with desert bugs or like things. I know like you could get wasps other places, but I'm like that was just surprising to me. And it I know like it flies, so um it was just surprising too because I didn't feel it like creep or anything. Honestly, I kind of preferred it over a spider, but um still kind of like what? Because it was just so surprising because it was like nighttime and it's winter and I don't know. I'm just getting acclimated to the area. So that was me going to the thrift store. I didn't buy what I wanted to get for like the chicken wire at the thrift store, but I did find something else. I didn't bring it up here because I still had to clean it. But because I know, because I get a lot of things secondhand, and I have gotten secondhand shoes before, so I got boots. They're like the moccasin boots, and they fit really well, and they're in um really mint condition. So I'm going to clean them, and I'm happy about that. But I'm like I was just surprised because, well, all of that, because my hand was just swollen and I felt it for a while afterwards. It's good to know that I'm not allergic to wasp stings because it was the first time getting stung by a wasp. And like I was like looking up on my phone, I was like, well, I got stung once, so that means I don't get stung again, right? Like they can only sting once, and then Google's like, no, they can sting multiple times, unlike bees. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I need to kill it when I get to the car. So that was a long story. But anyway, they didn't have the chicken wire, and I was like eager to get it. And so I went to Target because I saw it passing by. Didn't see it there. I was like kind of avoiding the home improvement store because I don't usually go into that place. And I don't know, it's just like not somewhere where I would think to, well, I knew it was like going to be there, but I was like thinking the other stores would kind of be more fun for me at this point. And so, and I was also thinking, I guess like the price wouldn't differ that much in other places, but I was just thinking like, when you do home improvements, they're expensive, and I was like thinking, oh no, I hope this isn't super expensive. This was the cheapest one, but there were more expensive ones depending like if you got like the bigger size. So I'm really happy with this, and it looks like this size for the openings in the picture, and I was just really happy that I found it. So, um, well, I went to Target. I got juice, like not like a big, just like a bottle of juice because um, kind of in that mood. And I did get the fiber out of the car. I got other things out of the car because now I'm thinking, well, I should gradually get the stuff, and um, I got other things. And I'll show my work in progress because it's kind of linked to one of the books that I'm showing. But I remembered I'd had my Ukrainian traditional cuisine cards, and I was thinking, like, since I use the kitchen now, that I could make some things from this. And another thing that I've been kind of interested in doing, like one of the things that like in general that I that intrigues me in the kitchen is making something that is tasty that you use the bare minimum ingredients. It's like a concept that's common in Japanese cuisine where you let like certain tastes just sing, like sushi, and because there's not that many ingredients that goes with the sushi, and yet it has something that's like, depending on what the taste is supposed to be, that's what you're really trying to focus on, and then you have the other things that kind of blend with each other. So that was kind of what my goal was with the pie. I honestly didn't feel like buying more flour. I was at I was like at a couple of supermarkets trying to find something, and I could have gotten flour many times, but I'm like, well, the wheat flour's there. I'm sure it'll taste like pie because I love pie, and I might do another video where I put my version of how I make pie the way that I normally make pie because that was like more of like, let's see what I have and see what I can make with it with the minimal ingredients. I think like bird flu, I think that's what my godbrother told me that was going around. That's why the eggs are so expensive right now. So otherwise it would have had more of a sheen to the wash of it for um the pie, but honestly the butter wash wasn't bad, and it helped it taste like a combination of crust and shortbread, which I love shortbread too. And I was thinking maybe I should make shortbread. But one thing that I was thinking about was like war rations, or like foods that were commonly made during like the wartime, because that would be like one of the things where you use the ingredients that you have or the amount and what's available. So um it was kind of like something that I wanted to try, but there might be like some things that I would do that maybe wouldn't be done like in the past, just based off of what I have or like what my palette is. So, I'm gonna see which ones maybe I can make. Honestly, I kind of wanted a dessert, or I can try borscht. Borscht? The the cold beet borscht. Because, well, honestly, I've never tried a beet in my life, but I'm curious. I made the Ukrainian cheesecake before, which differs from what you would normally have in America. That one has cottage cheese in it, and I was like proud of myself because I feel like I really got that down. I had to do like extra steps because I was using um well, I was using lactate cottage cheese, so I was like straining it for a while. But other than that, I was really happy with it. I tend to Well, I tried to have stuffed potato. I have potato still. Oh no, this was the one that I was wanting to do, so maybe I'll do this one. So this is the blenny pancake, drum pancake for that you eat on Pancake Sunday. And this also has cottage cheese, or is that the topping? Served with cottage cheese, apple jam. I can make apple jam. I still have apples in the fridge that my parents left it, so um, I'm picky about apples, but if I make it in a different form, then I feel like I'll eat it. I ate one of the jars of the orange jam. I have another one left. I will look to see where it had the descriptions of the food, but it has the ingredients. So that seems definitely doable. Oh, well, it has eggs in it, so I technically have to use my eggs, but I've been really holding on to them. Like, I was like, they're special now because I'm not spending $10 a carton, because some places were like $10 for like a carton of large eggs for like, well, a carton of like a dozen eggs, and the baked apples too. I always go for desserts first, but I need to eat other, like I try to um save room for an actual meal instead of the dessert portions. But I am definitely going to use this, and I'll see what I can make with the ingredients that I have. I actually need to, well, I want to get chicken from the grocery store. I have to go to the college on Friday because I have to take a placement for the math portion specifically. So, well, it's, I don't mind, I guess. Because, well, and I get a laptop, which is nice. I got a laptop in college. Did we really take care of the laptops? Not really, but my laptop lasted a couple years after high school, so that was nice. I know I dropped it, and I will, to no one's surprise, well, I was like jamming to a song, and I forgot my headphones were like plugged into it, and so I moved, and my laptop dropped. That's why my, but then when you hit it, it eventually worked. Me with technology. So I started a project. I'm still working on one of my sweaters, the Bruska pullover, and that one's Tootsie Litzak. I'm still thinking about the next garment because it's winter time and I'm already on like smaller needles because um, of the weather. So I went to one of the local yarn shops, the City Knit Shop, and um, it was a nice experience. I think it was knit night there, and it was nice. I saw the yarn that they had. I was there for a specific needle tip that I didn't have because it's a half size, and a lot of Tootsie's patterns have like half size needles. And when you get like packs of like needle sets, a lot of times they don't do half sizes. They just do like the full sizes. And so um And this was a smaller size. It's basically one that wouldn't normally come in a set anyway, but for those two reasons. And they have stuff like yarn that is understandable why it would be in a shop in this area. Like they had a lot of cotton, um, and fingering weight yarn, like smaller yarn, because it is warmer here. And they had like skeins that are partial that you could still buy. Like there's like categories for that, which is nice. So I was kind of thinking about it, and they had like gently used needles, mainly fixed circulars. So I was interested in that, because I get curious about like other types of needles, but I do tend to stick to the main ones that I have. But I felt some of them, and I'm like, this should feel nice. Not too sure what the brand is though, because some of them weren't labeled, but or a lot of them weren't labeled. So I I put the keychain in my bag, and I got the needles for, I would say, Tetsy's project, because um I'm preparing for that one, and I have the yarn for the most part. Yeah, I have the yeah, I have the yarn for it. So I was really thinking about doing the blue and yellow yarn because that's ideally what I wanted to begin with. I was looking at the yardage and the meters for the project, and for one skein, like the yarn that she used for the project, I wouldn't even be close to even having something like a vest, and it's like a long sleeve type of garment. So I feel like I will definitely use it. I'm thinking, since I've been doing accessories lately, I think I will lean more into doing that with the yarn. Because it's special yarn, it's also expensive yarn, that's why I wasn't going to get any more. This one, I'm using some stash yarn, and this is the Islesburg Tory. So this is Shetland Wool Weeks, um, 2024 hat, and I'm technically using different shades of red because there's like, I think it's a ram. Hopefully, I'm saying the right animal. A ram in the color work, and I was just like, I'm gonna go fire with it. And since I have my JC Rennie from my advent calendar that I got for myself last year after the holidays, and um, I was thinking like what projects I would use for it, and so I'm using it for this. At first, when I was doing the ribbing of it, I was thinking, should I follow the way that they're sequencing their colors? Because my colors are more of like, I'm sorry, that's my stomach. Um, Different colors together. I just have the red and the cream. The cream is more of like a natural cream. And when I was doing it, I was like, hopefully this isn't like giving off candy cane, but I think the softness of the cream in person makes it a little more of, I would kind of like say it Portuguese style, because there's a pattern in the Portuguese knitting book that I'm going to show in a second, um, that does red and cream, and it's a softer one. And uh, gradually, well, I changed to another red towards the end, so I might go into the other shades of red, but so far I'm kind of doing this. And when I kind of put it against my head. It kind of reminded me of like a circus tent, which is great for me because I just was like, oh my God, it's so fun. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep going with it because I was like thinking like, should I change what I'm doing? But I'm gonna commit to it. Not like I wasn't going to commit to it, but I was like looking at it and thinking, this is turning into something, isn't it? I just finished my increases and um, now I'm into the color work. I did change the needle size. I went a size up because I noticed that I like more of a, is it like a slouchier hat? And this one is like a proper fit. So I was thinking I would make it a little more to what I wanted it to be. And I'm enjoying working on the JC, well, working on the project with the JC Rennie and like this is Rumagar and this is another shade that I had that I didn't use for my last hat. I was also thinking maybe I would just do the ribbing here or the brim with the main color, but I was like, I'll go with it because, um, as I said in a lot of videos, I like a lighter brim and even um, lighter on my head. Even though the hat that I just made, I do like wearing it in person. I think my camera, if there's like something drastic, then it doesn't respond well to it. So, like with my neons, like sometimes my neon shirts or my knitted crop sweater, it would depend. Um, and now I'm doing this hat. Um, I'm still thinking about if I'm going to start a garment soon. I was thinking maybe I should just start that garment that I wanted to use the cotton yarn for, but I was also thinking maybe I would use it when it got, or make it when it got like warmer, so I have something to work on. But I might be sticking to the smaller needles for the next couple of projects. But I think that would be okay. I brought my Ukrainian yarn. I took it out of the car. I actually keep it in a separate container because there's like so much that you get for it. Um, and it's super affordable. So I was at some point going to get the blue, like the navy blue, to go with the other color that I have because I wanted to make a cardigan. Not sure when I'm going to make it, but at some point. So the book that I was talking about is my Portuguese knitting book. It's by Rosa Pomar, Historical and Practical Guide to Traditional Portuguese Techniques with 20 Inspirational Projects. So I've knit one of these patterns like 3 times and I'm still gonna go and I'm gonna knit it again and again and again. But there's of course other things that are in here that I want to knit up. I feel like the Portuguese knitting style kind of jives with me too, because um some of their techniques that they talk about that's kind of more evident with Portuguese knitting is the type of tension that they have. So I am naturally like a tight knitter, so I kind of go out of my way to make sure I'm not knitting so tightly, but um, especially with color work. I really wanted to make uh, what is this? So 28 is cap. It's a cap, and I wanted to knit a hat like this because it kind of is like my Christmas hat, but I'm happy that I didn't choose like super Christmassy colors because I still wear that out. But the one of the things so it's here too. So they do like the striped socks. And Riza Kumar is also the creator of the Retrosaria Bruska yarn. And I was also thinking I do have some of that yarn. Maybe I could knit with that here because it's also cold to the touch. Like it almost feels damp when you're touching it. And which is kind of like a sensation with cotton yarn. When you're knitting cotton yarn, it tends to be like on the cooler side. So another, just covering the directions, that pouch with the red and the cream or white. So I wanted to knit some of the leggings in here. I didn't get to it yet, but maybe I would. So I've done the Algebira pouch. This is the one that I've done like 3 times. I love this pattern. I have gifted this. There's the Sarah de Osa leggings. I think I might do that. So that'll be something. Oh, there's a bigger picture of the pouch. And then another book that I got out of my car is one that like is probably my more expensive books. Norway's Knitted Heritage. Explore how all aspects of Norway's cultures have contributed to its world-beloved knitted designs. So I love this book. I love the. I read some of it. Of course, I didn't read. Well, I mean, maybe some people read the whole book of like these types of reference books, but I love the. Um, I just love seeing. I'm sorry, I don't know. My stomach keeps doing that. I love seeing like all the older sweaters, and it's just fun. What's it's just like it's an interesting book to read for me. What's great is that there's charts. I love charts and diagrams. And it goes through the symbolism, drops of blood and knitted art. So, some historical, religious references there. There's a picture. I'm sorry, I keep hitting my tray. But it's definitely nice, and it's not just, it doesn't just talk about Norway. There's like other things. One of the one like parts of the book that is interesting to me when it talks about like nightshirts. So this is a key to the enigma of the nightshirt. So like they would sew some symbols on there to, and it would have some type of significance. Where's charts? And it shows you like how to make a sweater and measurements here too, and stitch counts. So it's great to have like the charts for some of like the traditional patterns, and you could like use the charts for other things. There's a good amount of them, and so you won't really see it, but some of the charts are big. This is the chart for the sweater, and even though I don't use this one a lot, well, it's like the heaviest knitting book that I have, so I don't really take it out once I store it somewhere like I have been, but I do love it. So that was the main stuff that I wanted to talk about. I'm going to start the skirt tomorrow. I wanted to like film like some clips of it, but I have so much stuff on my phone that I have to go through. That's why I uploaded the last video of like, well, I wanted to upload that anyway, but I don't, I can't really wait for another time to put it together with something else if I want to document other things. So, now I'm able to do mini clips. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully it's interesting. I'll see you in another video. Bye.